Hi, champion. Ever been in a situation where a shiny, brand new boss walks into the office and suddenly the trust levels plummet faster than my Wi-Fi on a stormy day? Let's unravel this mystery together and find out why some new bosses have trust issues. And more importantly, how knowing this can help you navigate those choppy office waters. So, what happens? What happens when a new boss enters the scene? When a new boss enters the scene, it's like introducing a new character halfway into your favorite TV series. You're not quite sure what to expect, right? They come in with their new strategies, methods, and sometimes a fresh bout of skepticism. Toward, of course, the existing team. But why? Why would a boss want to start their journey on a note of distrust? Let's dive deep. Picture these champions. Meet Mia. She just landed a role as a manager in a well-established company. She's keen, ready, and armed with a barrage of new ideas. However, Mia's previous job had a team that often missed deadlines. So she enters the new office with a hint of skepticism, assuming that it's better to distrust and verify rather than trust and verify. Sounds familiar? I think so. But why? Why do some new bosses, like our imaginary Mia, have trust issues? Let's start with past experience. Just like Mia, many carry baggage from previous jobs where trust was breached. Example, imagine she was burned when a trust team member in her previous company turned out to be leaking confidential data. You wouldn't like to be in her position, right? When she moved to her new role, it was almost second nature for her to double check everything, leading her team to feel a little under microscope. All right, next one, pressure to prove. New roles come with pressure, champions. Sometimes bosses want to make rapid changes to show they're effective, even if it's not always the best decision. Example, consider Raj, who took over a high-performing team, feeling the need to make his mark and show upper management that he was right. He was the right choice. He implemented changes that were unnecessary, only to realize they disrupted the team's efficiency. So think here first about how much pressure are they, and you will be glad to not be in their shoes. The next one, fear of unknown. Not knowing the capabilities of the existing team can be daunting. It's easier to start on cautionary note. Example, think of Maria, stepping into a leadership role in a field slightly different from her expertise. Unsure of who knows what and how well, she might initially question tasks that her team sees as routine, leading to some raised eyebrows and hashed water cooler talks. All right, next one, avoiding complacency. Some bosses fear that if they trust too easily, teams might become complacent. A little challenge, they feel, keeps everyone on their toes. Example, Alex was always the kind of leader who believed in a competitive environment. He felt that if he showed too much trust, his team might relax too much, leading to missed deadlines. So, even if he trusted them, he'd always play the devil's advocate. To ensure what? They always gave their best. Okay, I'm not a fan of this kind of management. I had it, I don't like it, and I don't think personally as Julian that it's actual. It was maybe before, but today leadership is not this. It maybe still works in some companies, but it's already old. Okay, so let me give you another example. Remember that time when your parents first let you drive the car alone? They probably called you every 10 minutes. Not because they didn't trust you, but because they weren't used to trust you in this case. Similarly, a new boss is just getting to know the team's capabilities. Now, how this information can help you, really? Understanding the root of your boss's mistrust can be the key to navigating it. And let's start here with empathize. Imagine you're stepping in a bustling party where you know nobody. Feels a bit awkward, right? That's how the new boss might feel. It's like their first day at school all over again. For instance, Mia was recently promoted to a team leader role in a different department. She admitted feeling out of place and overwhelmed for the first few weeks. Second guessing, of course, if people were doing their jobs correctly. Why? Very simple. Because she wasn't familiar with them. By empathizing and understanding that it's a natural human response to unfamiliar environments, we can bridge the trust gap faster. All right. Now, let's move to proactive communication. Let's picture Ben. When he noticed the new manager seemed a bit cautious, he took the initiative. Instead of waiting for quarterly reviews, Ben sent brief weekly updates on his projects. He highlighted any challenges faced and the strategies he used to overcome them. This not only showed the boss he was on the top of things, but also gave her insights into his problem-solving skills. Over time, with regular updates, the manager's trust in Ben grew, turning him into her trusted ally. Okay, so here's everything clear, right? We just need to keep up. Keep up, keep it simple. Okay, and with persistency and time, it will be clear who is going where. All right, next one, seek clarification. Take the case of Priya. When her new boss suggested a complete revamp of a project Priya has been working on for months, instead of feeling frustrated or defensive, she asked for a meeting. In that meeting, Priya presented her reasons and research behind her original approach, while also genuinely asking why the boss felt a revamp was needed. It turned out the boss had some market insights Priya wasn't aware of. They ended up merging their ideas for an even better outcome. By seeking clarification, Priya not only learned something new, but also built a mutual respect with her new boss. By following these examples, champion, you'll not only navigate the tricky waters of new bosses' mistrust, but also emerge as a beacon of reliability and understanding in their eyes. Building trust is a two-way street, and sometimes you need to be the one to put out the first traffic cone. Okay. Now, let's have a look at how to implement, of course, with examples. So, the first one is regular check-ins. Example. Let's say you're working on a month-long project. Instead of waiting until the end to showcase your progress, shoot a quick email every Friday. For example, hey boss, just a heads up. I've completed the initial research for our project and outlined the main points for the presentation. Next week, I'll be focusing on the design elements. Let me know if you want a brief run through. Simple and nice. Okay, next one. Transparent work logs. Example, imagine you're a software developer. Rather than just saying, boss, I worked on the app today, your log could look something like this. Spent 3 hours debugging the logging issue and 2 hours on improving the app's user interface based on recent feedback. Plan to test these changes with a small group tomorrow. This not only shows what you did, but also gives an insight into how you prioritize tasks, which is, of course, very important, right? Now, the last one, for me, I love this part, team bonding. Picture this, champions. It's a sunny Friday afternoon. Instead of the usual hustle and bustle, you decide to organize a surprise coffee break. You, along with your teammates, take the new boss to the coffee shop just around the corner. Over sips of latte and bites of muffins, you all share light-hearted stories from college days or talk about that hilarious office party from 2 years ago. Not only does the boss get to see a more relaxed side of the team, but also fosters a sense of togetherness. Okay. Incorporating these strategies, champions, isn't just about winning the trust of your boss. It's also about creating an environment where everyone, I repeat, everyone, feels valued, understood, and most importantly, a part of the team. Trust isn't built overnight, but with consistent effort and understanding, it can be nurtured over time. So, go on, take that first step. All right. So, champion, new bosses, much like that surprise twist in a movie, can shake things up a bit. But remember that navigating unfamiliar territory armed only with past experiences and expectations show understanding. She or he would want us all to show understanding, communicate, and before you know, you might just become their go-to team member. After all, as the saying goes, it takes two to tango. Or in this case, to build trust. Remember, champions, every boss, new or old, is just trying to steer the ship right. A bit of understanding and strategic communication can make the journey smoother for everyone aboard. Till next time, keep sailing smoothly. Peace and love.